The world watched in disbelief. On September 16, 2024, Sean Diddy Combs, hip-hop icon and business tycoon, was arrested. Images flashed across screens. Diddy, usually radiating charisma, now wore handcuffs. The charges? Shocking and severe. Diddy, a man who built an empire on music, fashion and vodka, stood accused of heinous crimes. The news sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry. Fans grappled with the allegations. Could this titan of hip-hop be involved in something so sinister? The arrest wasn't the beginning of the story. It was the culmination of whispers, rumors, and a growing unease surrounding Diddy's empire. The indictment painted a dark picture, alleging a pattern of abuse and exploitation. This wasn't just another celebrity scandal, this was different. This was about power, control, and the potential exploitation of vulnerable individuals. This was about the dark underbelly of an industry built on glamour and fame. The grand jury's indictment was damning. It outlined a series of charges that struck at the heart of Diddy's carefully crafted image. This wasn't just about one isolated incident. The indictment suggested a pattern of behavior, a calculated system of control. Racketeering, a charge often associated with organized crime, pointed to a potential conspiracy. It suggested that Diddy's alleged actions were not isolated, but part of a larger enterprise. The charge of sex trafficking was even more disturbing. It painted a picture of vulnerable individuals forced into sexual exploitation. The indictment alleged that Diddy used his power and influence to coerce and manipulate. The details, if true, were horrifying. The grand jury's decision to indict sent a clear message. These were serious allegations with potentially devastating consequences. The world waited, holding its breath to see how Diddy would respond to the charges levied against him. The charges against Diddy were complex and deeply troubling. Racketeering, often associated with the mafia and organized crime, implied a pattern of illegal activity for financial gain. In Diddy's case, the indictment alleged that he used his businesses, his influence, and his associates to further a criminal enterprise. Sex trafficking, a horrific crime that preys on the vulnerable, was at the heart of the indictment. The charges suggested that Diddy and his associates used coercion, force, or fraud to exploit individuals for sexual purposes. This was not about consensual relationships, this was about power, control, and abuse. The indictment outlined a system where individuals, often young women, were allegedly lured with promises of fame and fortune, only to find themselves trapped in a nightmare. The allegations painted a picture of a dark side to the music industry, where exploitation and abuse were hidden beneath a veneer of glamour. These charges, if proven true, could carry severe penalties, including lengthy prison sentences. The legal battle ahead promised to be long and arduous, with the potential to irrevocably tarnish Diddy's legacy and send shockwaves through the entertainment world. Section 4. Cassie Ventura speaks out. A lawsuit ignites the blaze. The indictment against Diddy didn't emerge in a vacuum. It was the culmination of years of whispers and rumors that had been circulating within the industry. In November 2023, singer and actress Cassie Ventura, Diddy's former long-term girlfriend, filed a lawsuit that sent tremors through the entertainment industry. This lawsuit was not just another celebrity scandal, it was a significant moment that brought serious allegations to the forefront. Ventura's lawsuit was a bombshell, alleging years of abuse at the hands of the music mogul. The details were harrowing and painted a grim picture of her life behind the scenes. Her accusations were specific and disturbing, detailing a pattern of control and manipulation. She described incidents that were both emotionally and physically traumatic, shedding light on the darker aspects of their relationship. Ventura claimed that Diddy used his power and influence to isolate her, control her career, and subject her to emotional and physical abuse. This control extended to every aspect of her life, making it difficult for her to break free. The lawsuit painted a picture of a relationship built on fear and intimidation, where Diddy allegedly used his wealth and status to silence Ventura. The allegations suggested a systematic effort to keep her under his control, using his resources to maintain this power dynamic. Her decision to come forward was a turning point, emboldening others to share their own stories and shining a light on the potential dark side of Diddy's empire. It was a courageous act that inspired many to speak out about their own experiences. Ventura's lawsuit was a catalyst, prompting a closer look at Diddy's past and raising questions about the allegations that had long swirled around him. The media and public began to scrutinize his actions more closely. leading to a broader conversation about power and abuse in the entertainment industry. Her bravery in speaking out opened the floodgates for others to come forward, and the accusations against Diddy began to mount. This marked the beginning of a significant shift, as more individuals felt empowered to share their stories, contributing to a growing movement for accountability and justice. Section 5. A pattern of abuse. Ventura's disturbing allegations. Cassie Ventura's lawsuit laid bare a series of disturbing allegations against Diddy. The legal documents detailed a harrowing account of their relationship, revealing a side of the music mogul that the public had never seen before. She claimed that the abuse began early in their relationship and escalated over time. What started as minor disagreements soon turned into a pattern of control and manipulation that left her feeling trapped. Ventura alleged that Diddy controlled her finances, dictated her career choices, and isolated her from friends and family. She described how he would monitor her phone calls and restrict her movements, making it difficult for her to maintain any personal connections. She described instances of verbal abuse, claiming that Diddy belittled her, degraded her, and used his power to make her feel small and insignificant. The constant barrage of insults and put-downs eroded her self-esteem and left her feeling worthless. Ventura also alleged physical abuse, recounting incidents where Diddy allegedly hit her, shoved her, and left her fearing for her safety. She provided detailed accounts of these violent encounters, painting a vivid picture of the terror she experienced. Perhaps most disturbing were the allegations of forced sexual encounters. Ventura claimed that Diddy pressured her into sexual acts against her will, using his influence and control to manipulate her into submission. These encounters left her feeling violated and powerless. Ventura claimed that Diddy pressured her into sexual acts against her will, using his influence and control to manipulate her into submission. She described how he would use threats and intimidation to coerce her, leaving her with no choice but to comply. She described feeling trapped and powerless, unable to escape Diddy's grasp. The constant fear and anxiety took a toll on her mental health, leaving her feeling isolated and alone. Ventura's lawsuit painted a harrowing picture of a relationship built on coercion and control, where Diddy allegedly used his power to abuse and exploit. Her detailed accounts of the abuse provided a stark contrast to the glamorous image that Diddy projected to the world. Her allegations, if proven true, revealed a dark side to the music mogul, a side that stood in stark contrast to his carefully cultivated public persona. The lawsuit has sparked a conversation about the hidden abuses that can occur behind closed doors, even in the most seemingly perfect relationships. Section 6. The floodgates open, more voices join the chorus. Cassie Ventura's lawsuit seemed to break a dam. In the wake of her allegations, other women, some who had remained silent for years, came forward with their own disturbing stories about Diddy. Their accounts, while distinct, shared chilling similarities, painting a picture of a pattern of behavior. Some women described being lured to parties with promises of career advancement, only to find themselves in uncomfortable and compromising situations. Others alleged that Diddy made unwanted sexual advances, using his power and influence to pressure them into silence. The allegations spanned years, suggesting that this was not a case of isolated incidents but a deeply ingrained pattern of behavior. The women who came forward came from diverse backgrounds, but they shared a common thread. They accused Diddy of using his power and influence to exploit and abuse. As more women shared their stories, the allegations against Diddy grew more serious and the potential consequences more dire. The media frenzy surrounding the case reached a fever pitch, and the court of public opinion began to render its verdict. Section 7. Tarnished legacy, Diddy's reputation in jeopardy. Diddy's carefully constructed image lay in tatters. The man who once stood as a beacon of success and charisma now found himself at the center of a storm. His reputation, meticulously built over decades, was now under siege. The man who built a brand on charisma, success, and empowerment was now facing accusations that threatened to unravel his legacy. These allegations were not just whispers in the dark. They were loud, public, and damning. The charges against him, coupled with the growing chorus of accusers, cast a long shadow over his achievements. Each new revelation seemed to chip away at the foundation of his empire, leaving many to wonder how much more it could withstand. His carefully curated public persona, one that exuded confidence and charm, was now being scrutinized through a new lens. The media frenzy was relentless, and every aspect of his life was under the microscope. The allegations painted a picture of a man who used his power to manipulate and control, a stark contrast to the image he had cultivated for decades. Sponsors distanced themselves, business partnerships crumbled. The ripple effects were felt across his entire business empire. The music industry, once eager to celebrate his success, now grappled with the disturbing allegations. Events that once welcomed him with open arms now hesitated, unsure of the backlash they might face. Diddy's empire, built on a foundation of music, fashion, and liquor, teetered on the brink. The brands he had so carefully nurtured were now at risk, their association with him becoming a liability. The damage to his reputation was undeniable. The public's perception had shifted, and the once unassailable mogul now seemed vulnerable. Whether or not he was found guilty in a court of law, the accusations against him had already left an indelible mark. The court of public opinion had rendered its verdict, and it was not in his favor. The man who once seemed untouchable was now facing a reckoning, his legacy forever tarnished by the allegations of abuse and exploitation. The future of his career and his empire hung in the balance, as the world watched and waited for the next chapter in this unfolding drama.